What's up guys, Killer Shrew Fan here, and I was itching to do a discussion video, so that is exactly what I am going to be doing here today, and the topic of today's video is going to be Mattel's new for 2019 Jurassic World lineup. Now, slowly images have been trickling out of what Mattel has in store for us for the year of 2019. Lists of species have been confirmed and changed and rearranged, and now we're getting the first images, and as the holiday season approaches, we are getting more and more info on that, and new species that were listed as going to be produced are seeing the light of day. Pictures are being released of those species, and they have got a lot of us excited, especially me. So today I'm going to talk about what we have so far and what we can expect down the line. We've got new attack packs, new larger dinosaurs, new legacy lineup to look forward to. All that stuff is going to be covered today. We're going to start off with the little things with the attack packs, and then we're going to kind of work our way up. So right off the bat here with the attack packs, we have got a Draco Rex. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really like the look of this one. I love the coloration, the patterning. It definitely seems more intricate than some of the other attack packs that Mattel has done for us. Right off the bat, I can see that it has got a very interesting point of articulation, which is located just at the center of the neck, allowing you to move the entire neck up or down to put it down into either a charging stance or up in a sort of looking stance, which I think is really cool. I think this is a step above their Stygimoloch attack pack dinosaur, both in terms of the overall paint scheme and the posability. And, you know, Mattel, sometimes they have issues with these dinosaurs that they don't have a screen representation for, like this one. We only ever see it in taxidermy form in the Lockwood Manor, but Mattel seems to have gotten a pretty decent hold on this species. I think they did a good job with this one, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Next up, we have the Coelurosaurus. I hope I'm saying that right. Usually I know my dinosaur names, but that one, a bit of a tongue twister for me. This one just might be my favorite attack pack yet, like out of anything, both 2018 and what's to come. I absolutely love the detail on this guy. The paint scheme is absolutely gorgeous. The patterning, all of that is just working for me. And this really goes to show just how good Mattel can do when it comes to creating new species that we haven't seen on film yet. They can do just a bang-up job with their own original sculpts, and I think that is really, really cool. Then at the opposite end of the spectrum, we have got the Rhamphorhynchus. This is just proof of how bad Mattel can do their own species that haven't been adapted to film. I mean, this thing is just goofy. It is just so goofy. And I mean, I guess Rhamphorhynchus in real life is pretty goofy, but this one, ugh. I mean, I get that it's a mass-produced toy. They can't do anything too detailed, too intricate, but he's got these massive teeth. He's horribly proportioned. The color scheme is really the only thing that I don't hate about this thing. So yeah, this guy is definitely a thumbs down from me. I probably won't be going out of my way to pick this one up. And, you know, I mean, their attack packs are like that. Some of them are really good, some of them are really bad, and life goes on. Next up, we've got the Protoceratops repaint. I like this one, I really do. I mean, I'm looking at the one that they gave us this year, with the blues and the yellows. I guess this one's blue and yellow too, but different blues, different yellows. This one is certainly more eye-catching and has a more intricate design. I might pick this one up just to have. I might keep this one in the box, though, and then open up the attack pack from this year. So yeah, repaints, that was expected, and at least they're taking them in a good direction with these attack pack dinosaurs. And speaking of repaints, next up we have got a Herrerasaurus. Herrerasaurus might have been one of my favorites from this year's lineup as far as the attack packs go. I don't know if it's just for its size. I mean, it doesn't look incredible. It's kind of goofy looking, but for some reason, I have mine out of the box. I really like him to have in the hand and to hold him and to fiddle with him. His posing options are really cool. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see another one of these guys. And the paint scheme, I'm not sure. I think I like the patterning that they've got going on it and the fact that it is not just centralized to the body, unlike on the 2018 version, excuse me. But overall, I think I prefer the reds and blacks and oranges of the original Herrerasaurus. That might just be me. And next up, we've got a Velociraptor. I mean, obviously, this is the well that they're going to pump dry, if they're going to pump any. It's going to be the Velociraptor well. I mean, we've already seen this exact species twice now. Not exact species, this exact mold twice now. And we will be seeing it down the road here in this video yet again. So that makes 4 uses of this mold. We've had it for blue, we've had it for the tiger stripe version. I just really hope if they should down the road decide to do a Charlie, a Delta, an Echo figures, like if they get their own, I hope they get their own sculpts. I hope they don't just take the already used molds and make them into Charlie, Delta, and Echo with paint jobs. I don't want that. I want some unique sculptures for my Raptor squad. Thank you very much. Alright, getting into the bigger stuff here. Right off the bat, I'm going to talk about the ones that I don't like, and that is, of course, the Stegosaurus and Suchomimus dual attack dinosaurs. Now, of course, these are just retoolings of the action attack dinosaurs that we got in this year, 2018. And honestly, I'm glad they're not just repaints. I'll give them that, but if I'm being 100% honest, they're still terrible. Like these paint schemes that Mattel have chosen to go with here are I just abhor them. Like they're so ugly and garish, and it's not a good situation. They've also been modified. I said they were retools, not just repaints. They have a second action feature. That's why they are part of the dual attack line. These guys are part of the mega dual attack line, and then there is a smaller dual attack line that will be taking place of the Roarivores for 2019. That's my understanding of the situation. But the mega dual attack line is more in scale with the action attack dinosaurs that we got this year, while the regular dual attack line is kind of in scale with the Roarivores. That's my understanding of the situation as is. But yes, that's Suchomimus and that's Stegosaurus. I mean, what did we add to the Suchomimus? Its tail can whip back and forth. I mean, great. Why not do something with its claws? I mean, that's the business end of this Spinosaurid, and like, why not, give him a claw action feature? And then the paint scheme, like I said, is just abhorrent. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of the Suchomimus sculpt from Mattel in general, but at least the last paint... Oh, excuse me. At least the last paint scheme at least somewhat matched the dinosaur that we saw on the Jurassic World website and in Jurassic World Evolution. This one, it's like, they're like, okay, let's go even further away from the source material, and, and not in a good way. The Stegosaurus, on the other hand, its paint scheme, I feel like, doesn't match better either of any of the dinosaurs that we see in the films. And again, the whole head bobbing attack action feature that they added doesn't feel like it's worth much of anything in my book. And again, I was never a huge fan of the Stegosaurus either. I mean, it's not a terrible figure by any means, but it's definitely not my favorite of the lineup. So just the fact that they're remaking these two kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth, and I will most likely end up skipping them. You know what I skipped over? I skipped over these littler action feature dinosaurs. I don't know what these ones are called. I'm going to come right out and say that I'm not entirely sure what they call these little dinosaurs, but they're bigger than they're kind of like the battle damage, I guess, scale. I guess a little bigger than the attack packs, but not quite as big as the, dual attack action feature dinosaurs. And on that list, we've got a rendition of Blue. Looks like she's just going to be the pouncing version that come with the Owen story pack. A Tapejara, a Monolophosaurus retooling, a Dimetrodon, a Stygimoloch, and a Styracosaurus. The Stygimoloch and the Blue figure look like they are just standalone releases of the story pack dinosaurs. And then, of course, the Monolophosaurus has been retooled from the Battle Damage exclusive, and I think that's going to make a lot of people happy because that means they won't have to buy the whole pack with the Rex and everything just to get the mono. I like how the Monolophosaurus retooling looks. I like the color scheme that they're going with on this. I can't wait to see its action feature. But the real exciting ones from this lineup are, of course, the new species, the Tapejara, which doesn't look half bad. I really like the colors that they have going on here. Reminds me of the Walking with Dinosaur stuff. My only grievance with this model is the fact that they went and put teeth in it. It looks like a Sesame Street character now. It's just like it's gonna poke its head out of a garbage can. Like, my name is Teppy. I'm probably not a voice like that, but I don't voice puppets. You get what I'm saying. It looks ridiculous with the teeth in. But beyond that, not a bad figure. Probably gonna pick it up. Next up is the Dimetrodon. This one isn't terrible. I think it looks a little mushy as far as its anatomy goes in the leg region. But the sculptural details are definitely tight. I mean, you can see the individually sculpted scales all across the surface area. I love the coloration on the sail and how it contrasts so heavily with the rest of the body. Not bad with this one. I'm interested to see how this one shapes up. And then we've got the Styracosaurus. I really like the sculptural elements of this figure. The paint scheme, it's a little on the iffy side for me. I mean, it's not like they're terrible colors, but the way that they've kind of blended them and shaded them together results in this thrilling shade of oil slick, which is not appealing to me. I don't know. It could be just me. As always, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Again, I don't know what the action features are on any of these smaller dinosaurs. This is totally speculation for me. But it's really cool to see that Mattel is releasing more new species for 2019. And then we come to our battle damage dinosaurs. Starting us right off the bat, we have got another version of the Pteranodon. Just a repaint, nothing new, nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. I'm sure there's nothing super exciting about this Pteranodon that we won't be seeing in the 2018 battle damage assortment. So we're just going to gloss over that one. I'm not a huge fan of the coloration. I think I prefer the 2018 version. But next up, we have got a Plesiosaurus. A lot of people are really excited about this one. I'll count myself among them. It's really cool to see more marine reptiles entering the Jurassic toy line. I don't hate the paint job. There's something about the face that isn't gelling with me. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm sure once I see it in person, I'll fall in love with it. But something about these stock photos just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. I wish I could put my finger on it. I really do. But overall, I think this one is definitely a thumbs up. Could be better, but it could be a lot worse. And next up, we have got an Albertosaurus. Really excited about this one. It's nice to see another Tyrannosaurid entering the mix here. Love the sculptural details. The paint scheme is nice and tight. This one is definitely my favorite of the new battle damage dinosaurs that we will be getting for 2019. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and talk about our Legacy lineup. This one is a bit of a disappointment for me, and I'm sure a lot of fans everywhere. First off, we have got a Robert Muldoon and the Big One story pack. The Big One featured here is, of course, just a repaint of the green Velociraptor attack pack, and Robert Muldoon looks the exact same that he does in his standalone toy form. This one is probably going to be a pass for me. Unfortunately, the way that Mattel have chosen to do this, it does not do justice to the original film depictions of the Velociraptors. I get that there are so many Velociraptors in the franchise. I mean, you got the Big One, and her subordinates, you've got the Tiger Stripe Velociraptors, the male and female in Jurassic Park 3, all four of the Raptor squad. There's a lot of Velociraptors, but there's only so many poses that you could probably do, so I expect repaints. I expected that, but even with this one, it feels lazy. It feels honed in. It doesn't feel like they're trying to do anything new or outlandish. The paint scheme doesn't even look like the Big One. They were brown. This one is definitely green. Of course, these are all just promo images. There's a good chance they will be changed in the final production. And that's a good segue into the next figure. You've got an Alan Grant and female Velociraptor. I think this is definitely meant to emulate Jurassic Park 3. And again, we have the same issue. The Raptor has been repainted from the same blue and tiger stripe Velociraptor attack packs that we have gotten, but it is just barely passable as the female from Jurassic Park 3. For one thing, you don't have the red around the eyes, which I think was such an eye-catching detail on those raptors. The pupil is a slit, not a dot like in the Jurassic Park 3 film, which is kind of what Hasbro did with the T-Rex all those years. So Mattel, don't you be pulling a Hasbro on us. I swear to God. And then the striping is just so minimalistic on her. It's not fantastic. The only good thing that I will say about this story pack is that Alan Grant has been given the lucky pack from Billy with the egg, so it comes complete with that. I think that's a great element, and it's more of what I wanted to see with the Legacy lineup. And then, next up for the Legacy lineup, we've got the Buck Rex and Baby Rex 2-pack, I believe. I believe this comes as a unit. Not a fan of this one either. There was an image leaked a while back of the green Rex in the Legacy packaging that looked so much better than this promo picture here. So much better. And I don't know if that was like the official Paint Apps one that they were really showing off, or like if this was, and then this is the more mass-produced version. But from that blurry picture, I get a better impression of the Buck Rex than I do from this actual official promo image, and that is a problem. And then, of course, the Baby Rex looks nothing like its film counterpart. A little too much of the yellows, not enough of the greens. I feel like that's an easy fix. And the reason that so many people are upset about this lineup, this new Legacy lineup, is that it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. It's all just repaints. And, you know, honestly, I get that. But at this point, it's like, what else can be done for the Legacy lineup? I feel like they've really addressed almost everything. I mean, we've already got a young Rexy, we've already got the Tiger Stripe Velociraptor, the Baby Rex, the Pteranodon, the Pachycephalosaurus. I feel like we are missing a Parasaurolophus, we'll get to that, a Brachiosaurus, we'll get to that too, a Mamenchisaurus, which I wouldn't hold your breath on for another large sauropod until after the Brach is released, and then a Corythosaurus. Those are the only ones that I am thinking are solely part of the original Jurassic franchise that have not been put to film. Of course, we want other things like the vehicles and other human characters. I would love to see a John Hammond and a Dennis Nedry and, oh shoot, what was his name? The safari guy from The Lost World. I forget his name now, but Roland, that's it. Or is it Ronan? Roland, I think it's Roland. His name escapes me at the moment, but you know who I'm talking about. I would love to see all those characters in toy form, but I think a lot of people were like, why are we just getting repaints of the dinosaurs? Why not new dinosaurs? I don't think there's a lot of new dinosaurs that are solely based in the original 3-movie trilogy. I mean, like I said, there's the Corythosaurus, Mamenchisaurus, Brachiosaurus, Parasaurolophus, but even then, the Parasaurolophus and the Brachiosaurus have made film appearances in the Jurassic World franchise, and I think what they're really trying to do is limit the amount of dinosaurs from both the Jurassic World and the Jurassic franchise from the Legacy lineup. I mean, I get that they're doing the Gallimimus and everything, pardon that car engine there. I get that they're doing the Gallimimus, I get that they're doing the Pteranodon, all of which have made appearances in both World and Park, but even then, those ones and their designs were unique to the franchise. Like, we are getting a Parasaurolophus, spoiler alert, we are getting one, but since that particular species looks pretty much the same across the board from World to Park, I don't really see the point in making a Legacy version of it. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, so I don't know how much more they could do with the Legacy version as far as dinosaurs go, save for repainting and retooling what we have already gotten. Because odds are, if it's in the original Park trilogy, it's going to be in World too, so that's kind of where we're at with the Legacy collection. I'm not a huge fan of where it's headed. I'm not a huge fan of what it's done anyway. I mean, it's great to see some of our old favorites like Ellie Sattler, Robert Muldoon, and then, of course, the Pachycephalosaurus and everything, but it's like, it didn't need to be exclusive. You all know what I'm talking about here. It didn't need to be exclusive, and it didn't have to be some huge ordeal. But Mattel is sticking to their guns, and they're going to ride it out, and we're just going to have to see where it goes. Okay, so tangent over, let's move on to our final two subjects of today as far as what we know we're getting. First off, I'm going to talk about the Parasaurolophus. A lot of people are really excited about this one. It's our first Parasaurolophus since The Lost World, way back in '97, so yes, a lot of people are really excited about this one. I'm kind of just okay with it. I think this promo picture does not really do it justice. I'm sure it looks a lot better in person, but overall, I think it's proportionally wonky. The back feet are a little too predatory looking. They look like claws rather than the sort of nails, like the, I don't know what you would call them, the more elephantine nails that a hadrosaur would have. The paint scheme looks nice, pretty simple, effective. I like it. And then, like, I think the thing that bothers me the most is just how straight-backed she is. I mean, I get that she's on a quadrupedal pose and that Parasaurolophus went from quadruped to biped often enough for people to not really differentiate or have a preference for. But for me, I would have preferred a sort of hunched over bipedal pose for my Parasaur. The issue I'm seeing is that her back is just too straight. It doesn't have that sort of camel-like hump back that I've come to expect and love out of Parasaurolophus. Again, not sure how accurate that is, but we're talking Jurassic Park. We're not talking accuracy. This is Jurassic Park. So, yeah, this one, it's really cool to see, and I'm so glad to see Mattel is adapting the species into toy form. Good on you, Mattel. Paint job looks great. Proportions and overall shaping, little wonky for me. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And finally, we have got the Concavinator. Now, this one was teased a long while back, but an official image of it in its box was released just today, I think. And this one features a much better paint scheme. It was a very bright green and yellow in those promo images. This one, it's much more muted and feels a lot more naturalistic looking. It harkens back to some of the old Kenner stuff in terms of its overall design and paint scheme. And I am really, really excited about this one. It's probably my favorite thing that has been released for the new year. And I'm probably going to be the first one that I'm hunting down. While we're here, let's talk about the new box art. I think it's really eye-catching. I love the warm colors. The Jurassic World emblem is cool and crisp, and it's really a lot of what we've seen before with like the diagrams telling you how to work it in the store and everything. Down in the bottom left corner, you have got a Dino Rivals thing. Not sure how I feel about that overall. I mean, I wish it was just like still part of Jurassic World, but I guess it's alright. Then you've got the T-Rex facing off against the Triceratops. What a classic dino rival that we have never seen before in film. So it's odd that they chose to go with that pairing. I mean, it's great because that's like the fight that every kid does, but it's like not the one that we've seen. Like, why not the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus? I feel like that's much more of a rivalry in the Jurassic Park universe. Then we've got Owen Grady, Chris Pratt just down there chilling. That feels a little hollow to me. I mean, I get that Chris Pratt is one of the biggest draws to these new movies, because everybody loves Chris Pratt. But I feel like it's missing something. Like, why don't we have Blue down there with him? Or Claire? Or, you know, one of the other new characters? Why is it just Owen? I mean, I get... Okay, I'm walking a minefield here. The demographic for these is largely... For these kids' toys is largely for little boys, I guess. I guess that's how they see it. Whereas I think dinosaurs are totally universal, but I guess the demographic that they try to pander to are young boys, so they feel like Chris Pratt's masculine character is more marketable or something. I don't know. This is all speculation. I'm probably getting a little too off into that zone. But it's just an easy fix, you know? Just put Bryce Dallas Howard's character, or Blue, or better, you know, best idea. Forget Owen. Just slap a nice picture of Jeff Goldblum right on there. Yeah, that's what we need. You know, let's get Jeff Goldblum back on the box. But beyond that, yeah, not bad packaging. I think I prefer the 2018 Fallen Kingdom official packaging to what we have here. It just feels bare, I guess. I mean, if they had put like the foresty silhouette in the background, that would definitely feel very Kenner in nature. But here it just kind of feels empty and lacking. Could be just me, just my thoughts. Of course, that is only what we have seen so far. That is all that we have seen so far, at least unless I missed something. There's a good chance that I did. If I did, feel free to scream it out in the comment section below. But beyond that, a few other confirmed species that we will definitely be getting for 2018, of course, is the Brachiosaurus and Amargasaurus. Super stoked for these ones. The Amargasaurus is going to be part of the larger dual action attack feature with the Stegosaurus and Suchomimus, and then the Brachiosaurus is going to be a world all its own. Very excited for both of those. Hopefully the distribution for those goes smoothly for everyone. I hope everyone has a chance to get their hands on those, especially the Brachiosaurus, since everyone has just waited so long for that particular species. Also confirmed, we have a Quetzalcoatlus, which I believe will be part of the dual action attack line. And then I believe the Indominus Rex has been officially confirmed via a link to a Walmart listing. I'm not sure how true this is. I mean, I clicked on the link and there was nothing available for it, but it did say that it was a listing for the Indominus Rex. Could be a misprint. I'm not sure. I'm really not. But yes, the Indominus Rex. And then people were talking about, I didn't read too much into it. I'm sure a lot of new information has surfaced already. But a lot of people have talked about what to expect with the dinosaur itself, like the action gimmicks, the features, all that sort of thing. So be on the lookout for the Indominus Rex official images being released down the road. One last thing, we have got a mega dual action attack Tyrannosaurus Rex. Looks like just a retooling and a repaint of the Thrash and Throw. None too excited about that. We're so glutted with Rex toys, and I mean, she's the face of the franchise, so it makes sense that they're going to kind of just ride that out and milk her for all she's worth. And of course, me being the Jurassic fanatic that I am, I will buy anything with the Rex, involving the Rex or Blue or the Stygimoloch. I will buy any of that stuff. So yeah, you got me, Mattel. Good on you. But anywho, that is everything that I have seen. I'm sure I missed a lot of new stuff, so if you've seen anything else, feel free to shout it out in the comments section down below. As always, I would love to hear what all of you think of what Mattel has to offer for the 2019 year. What are you most looking forward to? What are you hoping for? All that stuff. Let me know all of it down in the comments section below. Real quick, I want to give a brief shout out to Mutosaurus, who commented asking what my first figure I will be getting for the Jurassic World lineup for 2019. That comment is kind of what inspired me to make this discussion video, so I could catch you guys up to date with my thoughts on all of what Mattel has been thrown at us. So thank you, Mutosaurus. Really appreciate it. If you'd like to see more and hear more discussion, feel free to subscribe on the way out. And if you enjoyed our talk today, leave a like as you go. Thanks again for tuning in. Your support means the world to me, and that's going to do it for me today. All right, Killer Shrew fans signing out. Bye-bye.